directly to you. Quoting a top insider, the report says President Bush is, quote, still a funny, earthy guy who, for example, can't get enough of fart jokes. He's also known to cut a few for laughs, especially when greeting new young aides. There you have it. For the first time since Lyndon Johnson showed photographers the scars from his gallbladder surgery and was recorded phoning his tailor to talk about the relationship between suits of clothing and bungholes, we're talking about the highest elected orifice in the land. Evidently now, when you sign up to work at the White House, the presidential salutation is flatulation. We readily admit this may not be the most important, I'm going to say earth-shattering story, not like global warming, for instance, or the price of gas, the backdoor draft, or the hunt for SBDs. We contacted the White House for its reaction to the report. Spokesperson Aaron Witcher said they, quote, deny it wholeheartedly. However, a countdown analysis of previous denials reveals that, historically speaking, whoever denied it supplied it. Of course, when we decided to pursue this story, only one presidential historian came to mind, television personality Mo Rocca, the author of All the President's Pets. Mo, good evening.
Thank you, Keith. Good evening.
Is the president personally guilty of personally violating federal emission standards?
Well, the problem here isn't global warming. Really, the issue is the safety. Tests show that the flatus of more than half of American males contains a large amount of methane. Methane is very flammable. Now, if the president wants to light his farts in Crawford, Texas, that's his prerogative. It's private property. It's probably an effective way of clearing brush. But the White House is the people's house. It's taxpayer finance. That's how it's maintained. There are too many valuable articles that could be lost if the president decides to engage in some good old boy fun.
Always the historical perspective on that. Thank you, Mo. I want to play one of Mr. Bush's campaign promises from 2000 for you and then get your reaction.
I will swear to not only uphold the laws of the land, but I will also swear to uphold the honor and the dignity of the office to which I have been elected.
Which misdeed do you think Americans would more easily forgive a president, breaking a campaign promise or breaking Lyndon?
Well, Americans understand that presidents are human beings, and any student of history can tell you that presidents have been farting since the dawn of the Republic. Zachary Taylor died after drinking an ice-cold pitcher of milk and consuming a bowl of cherries under the broiling sun. Essentially, he ripped one so big it killed him. Martin Van Buren, very fastidious, he practically invented the one-cheek sneak. Harry Truman was known for burning rubber. Clinton would float one every now and then. Reagan would cut the cheese. Carter would grind the peanuts. The issue here with Bush and his floating air biscuits is that they corroborate sort of the image of a reckless frat boy president. You can, as you pointed out, hear him saying, we can't find the WMDs, but we knew who supplied the SBDs. I mean, it's not a good image. It reinforces something unhealthy. It's actually healthy, I suppose.
By the way, Martin Van Buren's people are on the phone. We're negotiating with them now about what you just said. But you're a student of this presidency and the facial expressions and the body language of the president. Let's go through some photographs of Mr. Bush, and you can tell us, give us whatever insights you might have about each moment. First one, is he releasing the barking spider there?
That's more formally known as the barking spider hidden dragon, yes.
Number two, was this a southbound raspberry and we knew about it at that point?
Well, that's actually the one-cheek Sikh sneak right there. It's a nod to multiculturalism there, yes.
This next third one, was there a booty burp on this occasion, or did you just spot a reporter you didn't like?
Oh, gosh. I think it's a booty burp. Let's call it that.
Number four, is this a booty toot directed at his predecessor?
That's what it looks like. Yes, that's what it looks like. And remember, his father, and I can see right there, his father knew to stay away from broccoli, which creates a lot of flatulence. So the father was much better on this score.
Right, there might be a big supply of Beano in the White House. We don't know. And perhaps the most infamous photograph of this presidency, the electronic box shot from the 2004 debates. Mo, is that actually just a battery-powered flatulence simulation generator there?
No, it's actually a room deodorizer right there that he's put up on the small of his back, higher than the small of his back. That's what that's there for, yes. It's a Renuzit, I think. Is that what it is?
That could be it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got one more here. Is this further evidence of another tailwind scandal?
No, that's it. Oh, well, that right there. Yeah, that looks a little bit like the poo-poo platter. Right there, yes.
Last question here for you. The nickname that Mr. Bush has for his top advisor, Turd Blossom, he uses language like that to describe the violence in the Middle East. The New York Times reporter Is there an unhealthy fixation on this subject?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm not taking out of context. I want to speak very specifically here. On this issue, it appears that President Bush has his head up his ass. And I'm speaking very technically here. Now, it's remarkable the way his aides have managed through the use of CGI and computer graphics to make it appear as if his head is not up his ass.
Television personality Mo Rocca, once again will emphasize, not Mataka. Always a pleasure.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you for your insight. Let's recap the hour's breaking news. No pun intended there. Jamie Harmon and Patience Van Zandt